Hey everybody, it's the Ioniq guy. You can see out my window, I'm at an IONNA station, and that is because this is the first IONNA station in all of New England. There's a few being built right now, but this one in Reading, Massachusetts is 20 minutes from my apartment, and I wanted to check it out. And the main reason I'm here is I want to test plug-in charge with IONNA, which Hyundai is part of now. So I should be able to just plug into my car and charging should just initiate. So we're gonna test that out and I'll let you guys know what I think of this first New England IONNA rechargery. So first things first, I need to make sure that plug-in charge is activated in my car because sometimes I don't want to use it, but they do give you a convenient little switch. So if you press the little settings button there, scroll down, plug-in charge, you can see it's currently off. So what I'm gonna do is turn that on. And the reason I don't have it on is if you have a discount plan with a certain charging network, this will supersede that, so you'll get charged a higher rate. They haven't been able to figure out how to implement the discounted rates with plug-in charge yet, but hopefully that's something that will come soon. So I'm at a pretty high state of charge, 73%, so we're not gonna rip it or anything, but I'm gonna top up a little bit while I'm sitting here and waiting for a doctor's appointment, which is super convenient because my doctor's office is literally in the same parking lot. So that's great. But anyway, let's get out, plug this in, and see what happens. So let's go ahead, grab 1B, and plug her in. You can see they have some new screens here on the IONNA stations. So for plug-in charges, this says hang tight. This could take up to 20 seconds. So let's see what happens. Authenticating, that's a good sign. Do we have to press anything over here? It doesn't look like it. Preparing to charge. 41 cents per kilowatt hour, which is pretty decent. Usually around here, you're at like 55, 60 cents, depending on charger. There we go. Wow, that was so easy. Very nice. I think this is new too, time to 80%, 6 minutes. I don't remember seeing that before, but we can go to our charging detail and see the charging curve here at 73% state of charge. We're not gonna get a whole lot, plus the battery is cold, so maybe we'll see 75 to 100 kilowatts, but I have my doubts. Now you can see this is probably one of the smallest IONNA rechargeries thus far. It's only 3 dispensers, 6 handles. These 2 are NACS, and those 4 over there are CCS. I do wish it was a bigger station, but just down the road, we're actually getting a full-blown rechargery, which is going to have a convenience store, bathrooms and everything. Right here at this location, there's basically nothing. There's a Longhorn Steakhouse over there in the back, but then basically just a doctor's office and a professional building of some sort. So I'm not really sure if they were power limited here, but it is unfortunate that it is a much smaller station. You can see we do have garbage cans as well as windshield washer fluid, which is already completely empty, which is not a good sign. Of course it's fucking empty. I'm kind of expecting this not to be the most well cared for station because, like I said, there's nothing here. So odds are you're gonna get pretty infrequent visits to empty trash bins and replenish the washer fluid. So that's a bit unfortunate. So yeah, you can see at 77%, we're only pulling 44 kilowatts, but I've got 20 minutes to kill, so I'm gonna sit here and top up. So I'm super excited to have this station nearby. It means I have a good, reliable place to come and charge for charging tests, for videos when I'm doing different cars, versus the Electrify America station in Saugus, which is hit or miss. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I have issues activating. Knowing that I can just come here and do plug-in charge is awesome. But the station does have a pretty big glaring omission, which is there's not any real amenities or bathrooms super close by. There's gonna be a new Italian restaurant over here. It looks like this one's boarded up, but the Longhorn Steakhouse is open apparently still, but that's a long stop if you're gonna grab lunch there. I guess you could get it to go and sit in your car if you ordered ahead. I'm gonna give you guys a little heads up if you do need to use the bathroom, and it is during business hours. The doctor's office over here, if you walk in the front door, go straight down, take a right, there are bathrooms there. Now, I'm not sure how this is gonna go with people stopping and charging and people looking to use a bathroom. Maybe they'll put up signage eventually saying don't use our bathrooms, but for the time being, I don't think anybody will notice if you go in there and use their bathroom. There will not be a canopy here, unfortunately. You have some light posts in place of a canopy, and EV charging only signs, which are good because this is a pretty busy parking lot. And once this restaurant over here opens in February 2026, it's probably going to get a lot more packed. Once the charging session ends, you'll get a notification on your phone saying payment for charging is successful and CDR is received. I don't know if that came before I started charging or after, but if you do want to see your receipt, you can go into charge, public charging stats, charge history, and you can see the individual payment right there. Kind of just a bunch of gibberish. Wow, they really should fix that. That looks really bad. You can see energy added, charging time. So if you want a full video on how to get plug and charge set up, I'll have a link in the description below. I put that out a few months ago, so be sure to check that out. So yeah, plug and charge at IONNA, really good stuff. This is awesome. I love that plug and charge is a thing now. It just makes the process so easy. If you don't have plug and charge, you can always just tap a credit card to pay, and that's almost just as easy. So that's the first New England IONNA rechargery. There's going to be a few more coming online pretty soon. Portsmouth, New Hampshire is basically done. I would imagine that's going to open in the next week or two. There's one going in Vermont. There's also one going in Simsbury, Connecticut, which is definitely going to be more for local charging because it's not anywhere near 91 or 84 or any major highway running through the state, which is unfortunate. And then, of course, there's that one going in Wakefield, which will be the first full-blown rechargery in New England. But that's still in the preliminary stages. We don't know when that's going to open. It's currently a vacant lot. Besides the amenities, it's a great location. It is literally 2 minutes off of Interstate 95 going around Boston on the north side. So super easy to get to if you are heading north up into New Hampshire and Maine. Once you get up into Maine, I know they're installing a lot of charging in the Portland area and along the interstates. They've put in a ton of charge point chargers, which are considered low power to me in 2025, outputting 150 kilowatts max. I don't even know if they hit that. I think maybe they might be limited to 120 kilowatts. So just really slow compared to these that are pumping out 400 kilowatts. So anyway, guys, if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. Check out my store at ioniqguy.com for accessories for your Hyundai, Kia, or Genesis EV. Consider becoming a channel member for as little as 99 cents per month. For $3 per month, you can gain early access to all my videos as well as a 10% discount to my store. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.